Hello beautiful people and welcome back to Life of a Dreamer. My name is Darian Wright and thank you guys so much for joining me today. I wanted to come to you guys with a video today to explain a little bit about something that I get a lot of questions about and a lot of confused looks when I try to explain it in person. So I thought I'd make a quick video just to kind of explain my eating habits, I guess, and like what exactly that means. So stay tuned if you guys want to find out what exactly being Seagan is. So when people ask me like what I eat, I tell them I'm vegan. And that's just like the quick answer just because it's easier. But honestly, I like to call myself a Seagan because I am allergic to fish, all fish, but not shellfish, which is perfectly fine. I could not live without shrimp, so I'm okay with being allergic to fish as long as I can eat some shrimp and crab, lobster, all that kind of stuff. I went vegan in the summer of 2017, I think. And I loved the way I felt. I had a really good experience with it. But then I started to get hungry. So I didn't want to go back to meat, and I didn't like the way I felt when I ate meat, but I needed something that was a little bit more filling than just vegetables, rice, quinoa, stuff like that. So I thought, for my personal preferences, I would just include shellfish into my diet or seafood. So that's where the name Seagan comes from, because when you tell people you're a pescatarian, then it's kind of like a vegetarian. Like you still eat dairy products and animal products, but you also eat fish. Well, I'm allergic to fish, so I don't eat fish and I don't eat dairy products unless absolutely necessary. So that's how Seagan came about. Basically vegan, but I still eat shellfish, if that makes sense. So after I've explained all of that to people and they kind of get it a little bit, their next question is usually, why did I go vegan or Seagan? In the summer of 2017, 2017, my uncle had watched the documentary What the Health, and at that time it was blowing up. Everybody was watching it. Everyone was going crazy about it and going vegan. He was interested in it. My family and I were interested in it, maybe like going vegan once a week or like, just trying it. And so once we watched the documentary, we were very inspired, and we all were on the same page and we wanted to do it together. So my family and I did it together for 2 weeks. And it helped because my mom was cooking the food, it made it easier to take things to lunch. So we did it together for 2 weeks, loved it. We all felt great. I personally felt lighter. I had more energy. I slept better. I lost 15 pounds in those 2 weeks and I felt great. But like I said, I felt a little bit hungry. I didn't like the fullness, like the overstuffed way that I felt when I ate meat, but I did want to feel satiated. So like I said, I knew what worked for me and I knew what I could deal with and how my body reacted to the whole experience. So like I said, I added shellfish back into my diet. I love animals. I love the environment and all that stuff, but for me personally, that was not really what inspired me to go vegan. I just wanted to feel better, and with the experience I did feel better, and I decided that I wasn't going back. I haven't been sick, I haven't felt sluggish, I haven't felt, I still feel tired like a normal person, but just the way that I felt while I was eating meat, I never wanted to feel that again. So that is why I decided to go vegan, Seagan, and I've stayed that way for about over a year now, and I'm really happy. It's not hard, it's not an inconvenience. I love it, which is why I'm still doing it. So another question that people ask me is, oh, is it expensive? Which is one of the myths of being vegetarian or vegan or whatever. It's really expensive. I think back in the day it was expensive and it was kind of hard for people to do it, especially if you had kids or a family. It can get pricey, but from my experience in 2017-18, it's been cheaper. I would buy all the groceries for my family, I would cook the meals, things like that, and I've noticed once we went vegan, everything was cheaper and we had more in our fridge. We had more vegetables, more rice, more fruits, more quinoa, more things like that, because we weren't buying the meat. Meat is really expensive. I don't think people notice that, but it's really expensive. So instead of filling our fridge and freezer with that, I was buying a lot of frozen vegetables, different beans, things like that. So it was much cheaper. I feed myself on a much cheaper budget now that I'm by myself and I'm not with my family. It's way cheaper. Just, you know, being a vegan on my own, I maybe spend like $40 every 2 weeks. I don't have an exact budget, but it's pretty cheap and the food lasts. And I'm also venturing into meal prep. So that's helping a lot to stretch my food and actually not let those vegetables and fruits go to waste or rot in my fridge. So that helps out a lot. So if you are interested in going vegan or vegetarian and that is one of your worries is about budget for your groceries, I personally have not had that problem, but my tastes are different. So maybe you want to buy things that are on the pricier side. It's just different for each person. But I personally have had a very good financial experience with being vegan. And also, I don't think I would have been able to make it this far without the substitutes. When I first went vegan, I was like, I can't live without cheese. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I need cheese, I need ice cream, I need like birthday cake, I need cookies. Like, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But, you know, the more I got into it, the more I found out about the substitutes. There's like fake chicken nuggets. There's of course, veggie burgers, there's non-dairy ice cream from Ben & Jerry's, which I live by. There's all kind of substitute, guys. Like there's almond milk cheese. Of course, there's almond milk, so you don't have to drink dairy milk. There's so many substitutes that makes it so easy to be vegan, which is why I haven't gone back. I thought I could not live without cheese. There's non-dairy cheese, and Mellow Mushroom, if you have one in your area, makes a vegan pizza. So you can still have pizza. I'm in the Atlanta area. We have a restaurant that sells Vings, which is vegan wings. And that is another thing that I thought I would never be able to live without is chicken wings. And when I tell you that those wings are amazing, I'm set for life. So I'm good with the substitutions. I don't try to eat them that often because that is just more, you know, chemical based things going in my body because they're soy based and a lot of soy is not good for you, and also just the artificial flavors that make up those meat substitutes. But when I do want to feel full, I do eat the shellfish and I do eat the meat substitutes. So it balances out perfectly for me. And also another one of the myths on top of the vegan and vegetarian options being expensive is that you can't get them in a lot of places. You have to go to like Whole Foods, Sprouts. Not true at all. Walmart, Kroger has a big vegan, you know, non-dairy, whatever section. They have different options. You can find them mixed into the regular food. You just have to know what you're looking for. You have to look for the brands and read the packages. There's so many options out there, and they're becoming more and more popular every day because more and more people are going vegan and everybody wants to make that money. So you can still shop at Walmart, you can still shop at Kroger, Publix, Whole Foods if you want, Target. Target has also a lot of options, so check them out too. So for anyone interested in going vegan or Seagan, I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. Like I said, within the first 2 weeks of me going vegan, we did strictly vegan those first 2 weeks. No shellfish, no fish, no anything. Strictly vegan, fruits, vegetables, rice, things like that. I lost 15 pounds. I felt great, I felt light, I was sleeping really good, I had energy, I was making like protein smoothies. It was awesome. I don't really have anything negative to say about my initial experience or the experience I've had so far, other than the fact that sometimes, depending on the restaurant you go to or what you're doing out with friends, it is a bit harder to find options depending on where you're at. I know I live off of like salads and fries. I live off of like side dishes when I go out because a lot of the main dishes may have like cheese or meat or something like that in it, and I choose to stay away from it. I have had cheese pizza. It didn't bother me. I'm okay with it, but I choose not to eat a lot of dairy or anything like that if I can help it. I was on set one day doing a movie and I was starving, and the only thing around was cheese pizza. So I ate it. I felt good and I'm fine. That's like in an emergency situation. But something that I do if I know I'm going out to a restaurant or something like that, I will eat before I go. And then I'll order something small just so I'm not starving with my friends. Like I said, I live off of side dishes and things like that, and it's perfectly fine. I haven't had a problem with that. But also for me, I'm not a strict vegan. Like I said, I ate pizza. If I go to somebody's birthday party, I'm gonna have cake. You know, there are eggs in cake. There's eggs in pasta and in bread and stuff like that. I'm not a strict vegan. I'm not like, oh, I can't have this or I'm gonna die. No, my whole purpose with this was to feel good. And I don't want to restrict myself and feel like I'm missing out on anything. So if I want to eat a dessert that has eggs baked into it, I'm gonna eat it. And I'm not gonna feel bad about it, because you want to feel good about what you're eating while it's going in your body, because your body registers that. So for this whole experience, I've been pretty much happy. You know, I've had a milkshake, things like that, and I'm perfectly fine. There are times when I've had certain things and it did mess with my stomach, so I kind of stay away from it and I choose not to eat it as much. You know, my personal preferences, I try to stick to the vegan diet. But hey, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat what I eat. I do stay away from meat though. I'm terrified of eating meat because I'm worried that I may be sick if I eat meat. So I have cheated on the dairy products, but I have not had meat this whole time. So my advice for anybody who is wanting to try out the vegan, Seagan, or vegetarian lifestyle, just have healthy expectations. We all know from a plant-based diet, you're gonna feel better. That's just like everyone's research, everyone's science. You're going to feel better, you're going to have more energy because plants give us energy, fruits give us energy, things like that. So having less of like the heavy things in our body that's hard for our bodies to digest, you're going to feel good. So know that that's going to be a side effect of trying whatever, you know, new kind of lifestyle change that you want to do. It's not a diet. Some people do it for certain reasons and they can lose weight, but it really is a lifestyle change. So my advice would be to have healthy expectations. Just because I lost weight doing it doesn't mean everyone will, and you may lose the weight, and if you go back to your original diet and lifestyle, you may gain it back. So it's not like a weight loss tip to go vegetarian, but that can be something that happens for you. Just have healthy expectations. Everyone's bodies are different. You don't know what's going to react to your body, and you may not agree with it. I've had family members who went vegan and now they're back to eating meat. They liked it, but they just couldn't get it to work with their lifestyle, and that's okay. Just do what makes you happy. I've chosen this lifestyle and I'm happy with it, and I don't plan on going back because I feel so good. If you try it and you're forcing yourself to do it and it's not working out for you, don't keep pushing yourself. Do something that works for you. Maybe you want to try being vegan or vegetarian on the weekend, or, you know, once a month or something like that. It's just whatever makes you feel good. So I hope this cleared up any questions that people have. I get a lot of strange looks and a lot of strange questions, and usually people just bust out laughing, which is awesome for me because when I thought of the term Seagan, it made me laugh. So whenever I say it, people laugh and it's awesome. And they're like, oh, that's really cool. So hopefully y'all understand a little bit more and maybe you want to give this a try. I've loved it. It's definitely changed my life. My skin is better. I have more energy. I feel great. It's gotten me to stop eating so much fast food and so much junk. So I'm happy about that, and I know a lot of people want to work on that. So maybe you want to give it a try something a little different. But let me know how you guys did it and how it worked out for you. Hit me up on my social media, and thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.